friends are having a great time. It's not face to face, it's all online. We're all in our homes, miles away. Love them like my family, what can I say? My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone. Don't call or text me, it's about to begin. I've been patient, time for me to chime in. Comfy clothes on, feeling just fine. I'm busy right now, it's crafting show time. My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone. The host came on. Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Hey gifted crafters, good morning and welcome to our very first Gifted Crafters morning show. I am so excited. Thank you all for tuning in today. Oh my goodness, I see the chat is going a little crazy. Wow, I love this. Awesome, awesome. So if you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Nancy and I'm with GiftsHQ and I'll be your host today. So grab yourself a little cup of coffee, no judging on what's in it, right? So go ahead and grab yourself a quick cup of coffee and get yourself nice and comfy and let's just enjoy the hour together. I hope you guys really enjoy this hour. I'm super excited to be here and I just want to thank you guys. I see we've got a lot of early birds out there just going in and talking away on the chat. That makes me so happy that all our crafters are all together again. And you know, I just want to say first, right off the bat, a huge thank you not only to all of you supporting me, I really appreciate this, but I want to give a huge shout out to Becky Thompson. She's with Power Tools with Threads and she has a live session coming up right after this one. So we can all just kind of go over to that channel as soon as we're done here because she's just such an inspiration to me and so many other crafters out there. She's just amazing and does all kinds of tips, tricks, and ideas. And I've learned so much from her. So if you haven't gone over there, you just have to check out her channel. Again, it's Power Tools with Thread. It's Becky Thompson. She is amazing and I love her to death. And I really think she's just such an inspiration. And I just want to say a huge thank you to her. She used to stream at at this time from 8 to 9 Eastern time. She's switching over to an hour later to accommodate her granddaughter. I mean, gosh, I mean, she's just amazing. She has a huge heart. Love her to death. But she's just the one that made all this possible and really inspired me. So huge shout out to her. And don't forget to give her a big thumbs up when you get there. Okay, so let's just talk about the layout, because this is our very first live. So let's talk about how the layout is going to work. So what I did was, we wanted to kind of make this show a little bit different. We're going to be streaming every morning, and I already stream on Saturdays, and we call it Saturday Crafternoon, but I wanted it to be different from our normal Saturday Crafternoon. So we kind of created a whole bunch of different segments, and so we'll have all kinds of segments going on throughout the hour, as well as some crafting things that are going on. So I think you guys will really enjoy it. At least I hope you guys enjoy it. So I see you guys are all in the chat there, chatting away from all over the world, and that's just truly amazing. Thank you. I see some of my regulars there that come in on Saturdays. Thank you for all your support. So this was just the way we designed this show is really just to kind of get you going in the morning, get you informed, and do all kinds of things to just inspire you to start your day and get you all together here. So I just hope that you really enjoy that. So without further ado, let's just jump right into our very first segment. So our very first segment is some crafting news. So let's just go ahead and jump right into our crafting news. Why don't we? Okay. So for our crafting news, we've got some highlights going on today. Hang on, let me drink some of this coffee. Okay, so we have a couple of things going on. We've got the original Sewing and Quilting Expo going on in Raleigh, North Carolina Convention Center, and that is starting from today through May the 3rd. They've got classes, demos, fashion shows, and all kinds of shopping and good stuff out there. So if you're in that area, stop by, get some inspiration out there. It's just a great way to connect with other crafters, and you can learn something new. So it's really amazing. Now, also for you quilters that are out there, this is something interesting. We've got a new Netflix documentary that is premiering on May the 16th. And it's all about following inmates in Missouri's South Central Correctional Center who quilt for foster children, which I thought was pretty amazing. Now, this is directed by Jennifer McShane, and the film highlights how quilting provides these men with healing, pride, and a sense of community within the prison walls. It's a powerful story, and it's transformational throughout, and I think it's going to be really interesting, so be sure to watch that. Okay, so for my knitters and crocheters that are out there too, don't be worried, because I know a lot of us are worried about Joann's clothing closing up their stores. So you can breathe a little sigh, breathe a little relief there, because Hirschner's, if you go to Hirschners.com, they have announced that they're going to be carrying the Big Twist yarn. And so I know that this is like a big favorite among knitters and crocheters. And so the Big Twist yarn was an exclusive yarn that was from Joann's, and now Hirschner's is going to be offering that with all kinds of different colors and textures, and the selection is going to be a pretty decent selection out there. So there's no official release date on that yet, but you can sign up for an email alert on their website. So go ahead and check that out if that's something that you're into. And then my last little tidbit here is a little disturbing trend that I see going around. I just can't make out of this. I don't understand, but it's a young people type of trend thing. It's inspired by some viral TikTok challenge that was going on. Started with some 18-year-old makeup artist, and she kind of embraced this trend, which involves gluing yarn to your face. Yeah, gluing yarn to your face and then painting over it. So it's a really time-consuming process, and it's quite uncomfortable. I don't know. The artist likes to kind of push the limits on that, and I think it's a little over the top for me, but you may want to check that out. Just go ahead and Google yarn makeup, and you'll see what I'm talking about. A little disturbing. I don't know what these kids are doing, but hey, they're being creative, right? No judging. All right, so now let's just take a pause on that segment. I want to take a quick look at our project for today. Let me just make sure I did not miss anything. Yes, I have all kinds of notes because, you know, I've got to keep everything in my head. And I want to make sure I get everything out to you guys. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at our project. Now, I kind of showed this in our Saturday crafternoon, but I didn't show like the finished product. So let me show you what I did here. So I did a little bit of fringe embroidery. And so this is a little chicken, which I thought was just adorable. And I just made him in a little pillow. So we've got a little envelope pillow going on here. And this is an embroidery design that you can get from a company called A Stitch in Time. And it's this lovely lady by the name of Rhonda and her son that are behind that website. So it's real local type of small business, and she has a son that's on the autism spectrum, and he does the designing for this fringe embroidery. So that's kind of really special and hits home for me. My son is on the autism spectrum as well, and you know, it's just something that I thought was really amazing, and I thought he did a great job, you know, just putting this together. And you know, he's got all kinds of fringe embroidery designs and other designs as well, but I thought it was just so much fun. So this is what the front looks like. Let me give you a little close-up. I just love that fringe. I thought the chicken was just adorable. And then here is the back. And I just love this fabric. I thought this was a hoot. I love the little chickens. It's great. I got this, I want to say I got this in Hobby Lobby, was it maybe? I just thought this line was so cute. And I love my chickens, so I thought it was really cute and perfect for the backing of the pillow. But she's got some other designs as well, and I thought that, you know, a lot of these were really amazing. So I'm going to just show you a couple of things of what I did, because I went ahead and I got another one. This one is a flamingo, right? Gotta have flamingos. I'm in Florida, so yeah, we gotta have our flamingos. And I went ahead and I embroidered this on just a little piece of material here, and I just used cutaway. Now, one thing that I would do different is I would kind of put a little SF 101 on the back if you're using a really light fabric like this one. But what I ended up doing is just, you know, going back later, and I'm going to cut the cutaway very close to the actual design, so you really can't see it as much there. But that's what I did here. And for this one, I'm going to be using a backing fabric. And this was kind of just something I had in my stash for a really long time. And I think it just works perfectly with the flamingo. And I'm going to go ahead and add some piping to it as well. So let's just pull out the piping. Hey, Jackie. Did you see the ballerina he just made? I did see that ballerina. It looked so cute. And you know, I think that it's gonna be perfect for a little girl. You know, you can put that on her, maybe her little ballerina bag, or you can put that on her shirt. I mean, it's super cute. It's just like a little skirt, and the little skirt has nice fringes on it. So I thought that was really cute. Oh, Donna said, you did such a great job on the fringe chicken embroidery. You are good at putting projects together with complimentary facts. Oh, thank you, Donna. I really appreciate that. So this is what I'm kind of putting together now. And so I've got the fringe flamingo over here, and I'm going to use this fabric here. And I decided to use this pink piping to go around. I mean, just like I did with the chicken I used a gray piping. just to go around it. And I thought it kind of complemented it well because it was kind of nice and neutral and goes well with the fabric in the back. So I did that to kind of bring a little bit of color to the front on the edges. And then you've got, of course, the chicken with all his wonderful little colors here. So what I'm going to do for this one, I want to keep, since the back is nice and colorful and has all kinds of pretty colors back here, I'm going to go ahead and just use a nice pink little piping to go around it, and then the flamingo. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to move this over to the side. Hey, Annette says, is that backing on the flamingo muslin? No, I didn't put any backing, and that's what I was saying earlier, that I should have used SF101 or maybe even some muslin as well, just because I used 2 layers of cutaway on this because I was afraid I would get puckering because it is quite dense, you know, around the neck area on here. And so I used 2 pieces of cutaway, but I didn't think about you being able to see it in the front. So if I were to do this again, yeah, I would use maybe muslin in the back or some SF101 or something to kind of cover that up. But the way I kind of went around it, and I'll show you what I did because I have another one here. This was kind of like right off the embroidery machine. I didn't really cut anything on that, but I'll show you what I did here. As you can see here, I went ahead and I cut it very close all the way around. And so when you look at it, and it's turned inside out so you can't see it, but you'll see it when I turn it around. When you turn this around inside out, you're not going to see it anymore because I've cut so close to the design. It took a little bit of time to do that, but I did kind of cut really close around the edges here just so you couldn't really see that. But yeah, definitely. So Linda says, where did the embroidery designs come from? So their website is called A Stitch in Time. So go to stitchintime.com, and they've got some really cute little embroidery items on there. And I just thought it was amazing that her son is the one that's the digitizer behind that. And he did a great job. I thought it was really fantastic the way they came out. And, you know, kudos to him. You know, this is amazing. It's really difficult for them to, you know, once they finish school, to find careers and figure out what they want to do. So, you know, this is something that, you know, when I see some of those kids out there, you know, they just truly amaze me. I mean, my son does a lot of sports. He does like swimming and he does paddleboarding. In fact, today we're starting up again with our stand-up paddleboarding team. And he's a champion. I mean, he loves sports. He's super competitive and he just wants to win everything. So, you know, it's just great that, you know, he gets to be out there with his friends and stuff. And I really enjoy watching him have fun with the sports. So I'm a big advocate of Special Olympics. And, you know, I think that they do a fantastic job with the kids. So it's just truly amazing when I see another kid out there that's doing something as well. So hats off to him. Okay, so let's see what I did is I wanted to kind of put this together and just kind of walk you really briefly because I know you guys are, God, you guys are like little experts out there. So I just wanted to kind of touch a little bit about how I just pulled this together. So of course, since I didn't use muslin or SF101 or anything on the backing, this is another one that I have. And I just wanted to show you again. So this is how I just kind of cut it out really close to the edge. And then you can see here when I turn it around, it's not that bad. Like you can't really tell like you can on the other one where you can see the cutaway. So once you do that, you know, it's really good. So, you know, if for some reason you're not sure and then you go ahead and you stitch it out and then you realize, oh, the material that I used was a little too light and you can see the cutaway. This is a great little tip to kind of get around that. Just cut really close to the design, as close as you can. And as you can see here, you know, it did a pretty good job because you really can't see the cutaway anymore, which is fantastic. So that kind of saved me right there. So what I'm doing here is you can see I'm just kind of pinning my piping all the way around. And let me just turn this for you. You can see it the right way, right? So I went ahead and I pinned my piping all the way around. And then when I got to my edge here, where the two ends meet, this is where it gets a little tricky and where you would want to pay attention to, because you want to make sure that you have a nice clean finish. So I'm going to undo my pins here so you can see that. So here are the two ends right here. Now you can make your own piping or you can buy the piping. This was one that I just purchased. Probably got it at like Hobby Lobby or something like that. So what I have here, what I did is I went ahead and I used my little seam ripper. Yes, this is the one that I bought from Keith. So a little seam ripper here. Absolutely love my seam ripper. So I went ahead and I took my seam ripper and I undid the stitches on the piping just to expose the cord on here for just a little bit, right? I didn't do like a whole huge section. I just undid it for the piece where they overlap. So you can see that here. I kind of undid it and you see the piping right there on the inside. So not too much, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, I'm going to meet them together and I'm going to fold my raw edge in. So I have a nice clean finish there. And then I'm just going to kind of overlap it here and just fold it on there. And then I'll go ahead and stitch it and it'll give it a nice clean finish on the end here. So you really won't be able to tell where it began and where it finished because it's going to have a nice clean finish. So that's what I did on here. And then all I did was I stitched this all the way around and I stitched it. There's two things that you can use. You can use your zipper foot to get really nice up and close to the piping. That way you are really close and you're stitching all along, all the way around. Or if you have a piping foot, you can use that as well. And I'll show you that in just a second. So let me just move this over because we've got all these pins over here. Move that over to the side. And after I've pinned that, I went ahead and I prepped my little back pieces. So what I did on that was I just took 2 pieces of fabric. Now my pillow is about 16 inches. So I went ahead and cut my front piece. I cut it down to about 17 inches. So 17 by 17. And then I just took 2 pieces of fabric, and this is the little chicken fabric. And I just cut this from 17 by 12 inches. So I got 2 pieces, 17 by 12. And then all I did was from there, I'm going to want to have some nice clean edges. So I took my little edges here and I went ahead and I folded. Now I have this Madame Sew heat ruler and I like to use that a lot, but you can just take a piece of cardboard and just mark it up with inches, half inches, whatever you want. And then just use that, right? And just take your iron, fold it over, and then go ahead and iron that down. And then I folded it again. And so I have a nice little clean finish in the back, so it won't be, you know, having that raw edge showing. So this will kind of clean it up for you. So I did that on both pieces. Now, if you're using directional fabric like these chickens, you're going to want to make sure that you check to see which side you're going to be folding, because you want the right side to be folded in. You don't want your chickens upside down, right? So go ahead. Let's see. Hey, it's a stitch in time. So guys, a stitch in time is on, and that is Rhonda, and she is the one that I'm talking about that does the fringe embroidery. That is the mom. That's Rhonda. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. You're so sweet. I absolutely love it. I'm talking about your designs again because I just can't get enough of them. And, you know, I just can't believe that, you know, he does that. Just truly inspired me with that. So say hello to her. She's really amazing. Thank you for joining. So, okay. So when we're doing our backing, piece for the pillow, we really have to be careful on how you do your folding here, because you don't, again, want your chickens to be upside down or sideways or whatever directional fabric you're using. You want it to kind of just show it the right way. So you're going to want to go ahead and fold the edges on the bottom one, and then I like to put my top one this way. So this is what it'll look like, right? So I'll fold this side and iron that down, and then once you have it ironed out, you can go ahead and do a 1/4 inch seam allowance on the panel just to hold that down, right? And so you'll see here on the other one that I have, and this one doesn't have directional fabric, but this is what the back looks like. So you can see here, got a nice little stitch. You guys see that? So nice little stitch here, and then I have it on the other one as well. And then what I did was I just laid my front panel, right? And then I put my 2 back panels together, and they're right sides together, facing each other. And now you've got the piping in the middle there, right? Because you've already sewed your piping down. So your piping is nice and secured to the main fabric. Now you just put your 2 back panels on top. And then now that I have this all done, you just go ahead and do your little stitch all the way around. Now, when I went all the way around the second time around the piping, I did use my little piping foot. So let me just show you that. Oh, Quilting with Harriet. Hey, how are you? Just heard from Becky. She arrived at home at 1:30 in the morning. Ooh, was supposed to land at 8:30. Crazy night of storms in the Dallas area. So no show today. Power tools were friends. Oh, no. Okay, well, I'm glad that she's home safe and sound. Sorry she had some delays there. I'm sure she's pretty tired and beat, but well, Becky, just get some rest, because we'll be ready for you tomorrow. All righty. Well, thanks for letting us know. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go going on this. I'm going to bring over my sewing machine. Now, I have a Brother HC 1850. It's just a small little machine. I've had this machine for a pretty long time. It's pretty old. It's a little workhorse. I don't have one of those really nice fancy machines. I'm working towards that. Trust me. I really want to get a really nice machine, but you know, for right now, this is what I have. So this is what I'm stitching on. I do have the Brother SE 1900 behind me, and I've got it set up for embroidery. That's where I usually do my embroidery. So one of these days I want to get a luminaire, but yeah, Avenir, a little out of my budget, but luminaire I absolutely love. So I'm hoping to get that sometime soon. And so this is what I have right now. And so this is the machine that I use, and she's pretty good. She does a pretty good job. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. So let me just show you now what we're going to do here. Let me set this up. And let me just grab a little bit of coffee here. Okay. All right. So we've got our little sew cam. Now, I did most of this sewing all the way around because I wasn't sure if I was going to have time for everything. So I went ahead and sewed most of it all the way around, and I kind of left off right about here. You can see my little pin here. And so this is the little cording foot. I'm going to go ahead and take it off so you guys can see it. And this is my little mini sew cam that I've got kind of hooked up to my machine here, because I like to kind of show you guys a little bit of what I'm doing. And this was the best little angle that I can get it at. So let me try to adjust here just a little bit so you can get a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's about good here. Let me see if I can tilt it. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. So this is the little cording foot that you can get. Now, most machines, I don't think, will come with this foot. So what I've done is I went ahead and I purchased, this is the Madame Sew Ultra presser foot set, and I got this a number of years ago, and it's a really nice little gift if you're looking to kind of get someone who's a sewist out there. They've got some really nice different presser feet. So I'm not an affiliate with them or anything. I just you know, like her products, and this has about 32 different specialty feet that you can use, and it comes with little adapters in the event you have a low shaft or high shaft. Like, it has all kinds of adapters and things to help you, and with it comes like a little booklet with all kinds of information about the feet and how to use them, and they have little videos as well. Oh, you I see you've been trying to get your son who has autism interested in digitizing. Yes, you know, and I think that's just the perfect thing for them. We're kind of working with my son as well. I don't know. It's a really slow process. It does take some time for them to really, you know, grasp things, but I think that's kind of like the perfect type of job for them, because they get so focused on things. And, you know, I mean, I think he did an amazing job. I absolutely love it. So, you know, yeah, that's just something that I think it's pretty cool. And, you know, it's just a skill that they could use, and, you know, they can use that going forward. So I think that's going to be absolutely amazing. Okay, so again, that's the cording foot. That's where I got it from. Now, if you don't have the cording foot, you can use your standard zipper foot. This is the one that comes with my machine, but it's just your plain zipper foot. You just want to get as close as you can to that piping. And the reason why the cording foot is so cool is because they have these little notches, as you can see here, right underneath. And so the cord will go right under there, and it kind of just keeps it in place. So the cord continues to go in, and it doesn't, you know, you don't have the likelihood of kind of deviating away from it. It kind of holds it. It's like a little tunnel that it's going through, and it kind of locks it in there. So I like how it just kind of does that. And, you know, you can kind of go a little wonky, but it'll stay right with the piping cord going through that little hole. So that's pretty cool. Because I know I get distracted a lot of times. So so let's go in here now. I'm going to set this up, and we're going to finish this off. Now, I can kind of feel with my fingers where my little cord is, and you can see it's right about there. You see that little indentation? So I'm going to go ahead and lower my presser foot, and I'm going to have the cording go right through this first hole right here. It's got 2 holes here, so we're going to go with this one. And you want to make sure that you have your needle centered, because the hole on the presser foot is quite small. So I want to make sure I'm in the right setting. And then I started off a little bit back here. So we're just going to continue. So let me just grab my little sewing foot here. Kind of ran away from me. Where are you going? Here we go. Okay. So we've got our little presser foot down, and we're ready to go. Let me just see if I can put the light on my sew cam. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen too well, but the little dark here, I'll have to do something about that so you guys can see just a little bit better. But I hope that's good enough for right now. Let's see if I can kind of adjust just a little bit there, get you a little closer if I can. Yeah, that's not happening. Okay. Not too centered as much as I like, but I think that we'll be all right with this. Okay. All right, so let's get going here. I'm going to go ahead and sew this here. And let me just take out my pins, because I'm a little famous for that. And I forgot to pull back my threads, but that's okay. We'll just let it go. So here we are. Let's take out the next pin. And now when you get to the corners, you want to be careful about your corners, because that's where it can go a little bit wonky on you. And as long as you have your pinning and you're holding it down, I can kind of feel the cord here and just hold it down with my fingers. And you'll want to take the cord corner nice and slow because you want to make sure that your stitch is going all the way around and picking those corners. So let's do that. And then you're going to want the fabric to start turning, and so make sure that you're nice and loose on the side and just kind of let it make that turn. Just keep it on that cording, and you'll see how it kind of rotates over. And then just kind of pause, readjust again. We've got that pin coming, so I'll pull it out a little bit, and I'm just about there. And there we are. So we've made the turn. And so let me pull that pin out. And we're going to finish this off here. And I'll pull out that final pin here. And there we go. And so we're back where we started. So I'll go ahead and lift up my needle and lift up my presser foot and cut those threads. And so let's pull this over to the side. Obviously it wouldn't have taken that fast because you got to do the whole thing, right? But I didn't want to kind of hold everyone up with that. So one thing you'll want to do once you're done is you want to go ahead and snip your corners because you don't want to have a lot of bulk on your corners. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my little scissors here. Whoop, got a little pin that went flying here. And I'm going to go ahead and just snip this corner. Yep, there we go. So it's not much you're taking out, just a little triangle. You just want to kind of reduce the little bulk here. And if you have a lot of bulk on your edges, go ahead and do that. Just don't cut your seams, right? You want to keep nice and close to them. Hey, Sassy says you have the best camera views of all sewing shows I've seen. Oh, thank you, Sassy. Well, it's a little, you know, taped around the machine, and I kind of angled it around, and we did a lot of testing with that because I really wanted you guys to, you know, see it. I usually have it a little bit better centered, so I think I have to kind of realign my little camera on there, but we'll get it there. So once I went ahead and I cut my little corners here, the other thing that I wanted to mention, and I think I forgot to mention this, let's see, let me bring these back, see if I can show this. See, oh, actually it's over here. When you're doing your piping and you're going around a curve, one thing that you'll want to do, and I'll kind of undo it so you can see here, undo my pins. When you are kind of pinning it around the curve, one thing you want to do is just grab some scissors and just cut little tiny cuts on here. It'll help you curve a little bit better. So you can see here, I kind of cut right here. You can see the little cuts that I made. I kind of just put little slits on here. That's all it is. It's just to help you kind of make that curve and kind of align it so it gives a nice little curve here. Because if you don't cut it, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Not saying that you can't do it. It'll still let you do it, but it makes it a little bit harder for you to be able to pin it and really get it to a nice little curve. So what I did was I took some snips and I went ahead and cut that just a little bit. And then it helped me make that curve a little bit better. So it's really a lot nicer to kind of work with when you do that. Hey, Mary says, hey, everyone, give me, oh, thank you. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. So now that we've got everything kind of sewn, I cut my corners, everything's put together, we're ready to just kind of turn it around. And so I'll turn it inside out here and poke out the little corners with my fingers. Okay, and do the other side. Okay, and the final side here. There we go. A little shake here. Then we'll just kind of put that down. And there you go. And so you have your nice little flamingo. I'd give it a nice little press. And so you have your flamingo here, nice and centered, really cute. And then in the back, I've got this fun little splash of color. And I thought this was really cool for, like, you know, summer vibes kind of thing, you know, kind of just bringing stuff out. So I thought that was really neat. And I think it's really nice how it kind of coordinates with that pink piping going all the way around. So super, super cute. So I'm going to swap this out and see. I'm going to take this one out because I do need to get another pillow insert. So I'm going to swap this one out and see how this one looks with the flamingo. So let's get that in there. Go ahead and put this in. Nope, sorry, I think I'm hitting my microphone with this. Hey, Jackie says, Nancy, do you remember where you got that backing material you are using for the flamingo? So that would be this pink colored one. I honestly want to say that it was most likely Hobby Lobby, because, I mean, where I live in South Florida, we really don't have any quilt shops around me. The closest one is maybe about 45 minutes away or so. That's the nearest quilt shop. We really don't have too much around me. So I do kind of have to travel to be able to go to quilt shops and things like that. But the nearest places used to be Joann's, but now that that's closed, we only have Hobby Lobby. There's a few little, there's a place called New York Fabrics, but it's not really like a quilting type of place. It's more of a garment type of thing. And so yeah, I'd have to say it was Hobby Lobby, but it was quite a long time ago. I can tell you that. It's got to be sitting on my shelf for way over a year. But yeah, that's it. So this is it. Let me smooth it out a little bit. Okay, so there it is. You've got your nice little piping going all the way around. Super cute. It's ready for summer. And so you've got nice covering here. And I think it's a really, really cute, you know, I can get a bunch of pillows out there with some fringe embroidery, and I think it's super cute to kind of just put out there. And I love playing with the little fringe. I think I just have a lot of fun doing that. I think it's really, really neat. And it's a nice way to kind of do some embroidery. And like someone said earlier, she's got all kinds of other designs, like a little ballerina, and she's got some other animals like sheep and things like that. So super cute. And there's other designers out there as well that also carry some fringe embroidery. So you want to check that out. I just think it's just another fun way of doing an embroidery and just kind of doing something just a little bit different. So I had a lot of fun doing this, and I thought it'd be great to kind of start to show off, just showing you that. And I like to support kind of our local designers up there. So if you got any ideas or designs or things you'd like me to kind of talk about, just let me know. Send me an email. I'd really love to hear and see everything that you guys are doing. We also have a Facebook group. If you guys would really like to see some of the other crafters projects, we like to post all kinds of projects and things like this. And if you have any issues or need help with something, you know, just reach out to our crafters group out there. We're in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those social media sites. And it's GiftsHQ.USA on Facebook, and it's just really amazing. I really have a good time with that. So, all right. So this was the little project that I wanted to kind of show you, but we've got a couple other segments that I wanted to kind of get into as well. Let's see. Leslie says, I have to get back to making piping. I have plenty of rope for the making of the rope bowl. Yep, piping gives pillows a really great look and makes pillows stand out. Yeah, that's so true. And you know, piping is really easy to make. Very, very easy to make. But they were just having a deal on it. Gotta be honest. And it was just a steal. So I had to kind of grab that because I'm like, hey, this saves me time. So, you know, just a little bit about myself. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, got my hubby. Gotta say that, you know, he's the one that's my little technical guru that kind of helps me out doing all of the fun stuff here. And I have to say big hats off to him because he's just amazing. So thank you.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. So, oh, thanks. Your pillows look great. You're going to order fabric from your girlfriend's quilt shop. Awesome, Annette. Great. You know, they've got some pretty good deals going on. There's a lot of fall fabrics that are starting to trickle in. They're starting to show little trickles of the fall stuff that's coming out too. I think it was Fat Quarter Shop that was showing some of the fall items, and I think Becky also showed it out of a book. Autumn Breeze, I believe, was the name, and they had a beautiful line of fabric that was just stunning. I really love the colors on there, so you may want to check that out too. They've got some really nice stuff happening. I've got so many projects and so many things, and that was part of the reason why I wanted to kind of do the channel daily, because just doing the shows on Saturdays really just wasn't enough. And so my projects were starting to really pile up. So it kind of forces me to get in here and really get in here and craft and get some of these projects done. So I'm hoping that you guys just join me on the journey. Joan says, Nancy, you're doing a great job for your first time out. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, you guys are making me blush now. Sorry. So yeah, I just, you know, when you just really love what you do, I think it's fun, you know, and there's going to be failures, I'm sure, that I'm going to have, and things that I'm probably going to do it wrong. But then you guys are here to help me out and just tell me, you know, don't do it this way. Try this, try that. I mean, this is just a fun place to be, and you know, it's just a way for us to kind of get together and really just do some fun stuff together. I mean, why not, right? And even if maybe you're on your way to work and you're just kind of just listening in on your car, or you know, maybe you're just, you know, taking a train or a bus or something, you know, it's fun to listen to, and then you can kind of just come back later and watch to see what we did. But I thought it was just be a really great platform to kind of get myself up and ready and going and get some of these projects moving, because I really got a lot of projects going on here. And I'm going to be doing a couple of things that I'm kind of just tinkering with ideas, and kind of some of them may be flops and some of them may be good, but we'll see what happens, right? Okay, so let's get on with our next part of our show. So let me just kind of set this off to the side here. And I'm going to grab my little card here. Okay, so let's get on to what we're calling the inspirational quote of the day. So we're going to move on to that session. So let's go ahead and do that if we can. So today's quote of the day is, "A needle and thread don't just repair fabric, they mend the soul, one stitch at a time." So that's your little inspirational quote for today. And I hope that inspires you, and kind of, you know, it's just a nice, like I was saying, it's just a nice little area. Maybe you've got a craft room or a little crafting corner, or you just kind of just do it off to the side on your couch somewhere. It's just something that is really therapeutic, and I think it's really fun, and it's just something that we do on a daily basis, and I think it's just amazing. And we've got one more little session here. This little segment is something that my hubby put together, and I'm not sure what this one is because he did this all on his own, and I just know that he was laughing a lot. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to read them out to you guys. I hope I don't get embarrassed. Don't know what he's going to do. Yeah. I hope he's not embarrassing me in any way. But this is called our Comedy Top 5. So let's go ahead and go to that segment. Okay, so this is our Comedy Top 5. And this is, you might be addicted to crafting if... Number 5 is, your fabrics are more organized and sorted better than your tax documents. Yeah, that would be me. Okay, and number 4, you might be addicted to crafting if your Amazon recommendations are 98% sewing gadgets. Okay, I think he's been looking at the Amazon account. Alrighty. And now number 3, you might be addicted to crafting if you carry a seam ripper in your purse, just in case. Some of us are a little guilty of that, okay? But I mean, it's beautiful, right? How can you not carry this? No judging here. All right. And now the top 2, you might be addicted to crafting if you own more buttons than actual shirts. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. And now your number 1, you might be addicted to crafting if top answer is you've spent more time choosing thread than choosing a college for your kids. Okay, now I see why he was laughing so much. Well, I hope that puts a little bit of a giggle in your morning. And I hope you didn't spill any coffee or anything on that. Awesome, I think you guys enjoyed that. We got our little giggles in the morning. Why not? It's always good to give a little bit of a laugh in the morning. So I think that's amazing. Oh, Sue says you have tape measure in your purse. Yes, tape measure, scissors, seam ripper. Just don't go to the airport with that. Yes to all 5, Tina. Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that. So I think he was just kind of, making fun of me, I guess. But yeah, I guess I'll have to say that's true to all 5. So that's our top 5 for the day. And we're going to have all kinds of different segments. We'll change them up all the time and just kind of bring little giggles to you guys in the morning. Awesome. It's good. It's good to start the day with a giggle. Thanks, Sassy. Glad you enjoyed it. You have scissors in your pocket. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Yeah, I think, we all do, because you just never know where you're going to find a little craft store. You just might find your way there, and then you just might need some of this stuff, right? Or somebody just may have a hem that needs to be fixed, and you have your stuff with you, right? So no judging, no judging. We're all good. Okay, so that is pretty much wraps up our show for today. I hope you guys really enjoy it and come back tomorrow, because we're gonna have a lot of fun stuff going on. I see a bunch of people saying, yeah, you have seam rippers and tape measures in your purse. Thread scraps stuck on your clothes while you're running errands. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I've got my apron. I try to kind of keep it on because I get all those threads, and then I kind of walk out and I run to do some errands, and I realize I'm covered in thread and didn't really take it off before I left. So, oh, awesome. Your laugh will be so great to get my day started. Awesome. Well, that's what I was hoping to do, to kind of get you guys going, get some laughter in there, get a little bit of stitching time, give you guys some news and some other stuff. And, we'll think of all kinds of other things to bring in. This was really just kind of to set you up and just kind of get you going to some other stuff. So I know Becky won't be streaming today, but she will be back tomorrow. And then we can kind of continue on going to her channel. I think it's just awesome to kind of, get together with you guys all today. Awesome. I think you guys are really enjoying it. At least I hope. If you do, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and go ahead and hit subscribe. And don't forget the bell notification, because then you'll know when I'm coming on for tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So it will be a lot of fun to have you here. Oh, awesome. First time here. Love it. Yes. And I saw some people in the comments talking about a virtual kitchen. So I know Becky has a virtual kitchen that she does. I just have a little virtual food truck, I guess. So head over to the food truck and grab some snacks, and you can get, some virtual stuff going on there. Awesome. Great show. Glad you enjoyed it. Fun stuff. I'm seeing all the comments come in. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. This is great. It it was a hit for sure. See everyone tomorrow morning. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I really enjoyed having to spend this hour with you, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the segments that we pulled together, because we got a lot more plans and things to kind of put together for you, and I hope you get to enjoy all the content that we give. Thank you again for tuning in this morning, and I hope you had a great time, and just have a wonderful day and enjoy crafting and inspiring others. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.